I am so excited that you found your way to what I call my Partner With Me page. My name is Gogo Betke, but you probably already know that, and you're thinking about bringing your business over to eXp. You might be a brand new agent that's just looking for a brokerage. You might be a solo rockstar agent that's just looking for a partner. You might be a team leader or a broker owner who is like ready to retire and you want me to train your agents. And so let's talk about eXp. Let me tell you a little bit about me and my real estate career in case you just started following me recently and you haven't seen the last 14 years of my life. I am originally from Transylvania, Romania. I didn't come to the US until I was 21 years old. I have no college education, I have no sphere of influence, and I came in 2003. In 2011, I decided what a great idea, I should be a realtor. HGTV make it looks very simple, right? You have 3 buyers, they look at one house, they buy it, they qualify for $1 million, you close them, you make a nice hefty commission. I wish it was that simple, but it looked that simple on HGTV, so I decided to get my real estate license and I joined a local brokerage called Real Estate One in the state of Michigan. I am actually licensed in the state of Michigan, and I was with Real Estate One for 7.5 years. I did not start out being like whoop-woo drugstore agent. I made $16,000 in my first year working full-time. So I was a slow learner, but what I learned is that I'm not naturally good at this real estate thing, so I had to learn a lot of things. So I copied the top producers. Very fastly, I did become a top producer. I did build a local team, which fell apart at Real Estate One, so I took my business over to Keller Williams in February of 2018. I built another team at Keller Williams, which was somewhat successful. I stayed with Keller Williams for 8 months. In the meantime, my sponsor, Curtis Shiva, reached out to me. The day when I joined Keller Williams is the same day that Kurt Shewell and Mark Z were leaving. So Kurt was running the Mark Z team, the #1 team in the state of Michigan and #11 team in the nation. So when the #1 team in the state of Michigan leaves a brokerage that you just joined, you're like, why? Even though I was curious why, I wasn't curious enough to go with them, right? Because I just joined Keller Williams, but 8 months later, they convinced me that eXp is the place to be. This was back in 2018. So in 2018, in October of 2018, I have joined eXp Realty, and it was the best decision of my career. eXp has changed my life. The reason you and me are on this call right now and you're watching is to see if you would believe by the end of the call that partnering with me and the Team Gogo organization here at eXp could also change your life in the extent that it's changed mine. So in this video, I'm going to try to cover as many things as fast as possible so then you can go back living your life and make an educated decision if this is the place where you want to hang your license. Of course, I would love to have you. So the idea with this video that by the end of it, I answered almost all of your questions about eXp, but you will still want to schedule a call with me, right? Because I want to know you. There's many of you actually who just name me as your sponsor, but I want to know you. So if you want to have a call with me, all you need to do is below this video, after you watched it, okay, because I'm not going to explain your eXp from start to finish on every single call because I don't have time for that, right? So I need you to continue watching this video so you can understand everything that the Team Gogo organization has to offer, everything that eXp has to offer. But right underneath this video right here, click the button and get into my calendar. Now, if my calendar is scheduled 2 weeks out, a month out, and you're ready to switch your license, please just reach out to me on Instagram under Gogo's Real Estate and just say, hey Gogo, I checked your calendar, I watched all the videos and I can't wait another month. I really want to join eXp. Can you fit me into your calendar? And trust me, I will move something and I will fit you into my calendar, okay? Now, again, on Instagram under Gogo's Real Estate, because everywhere else I have a virtual assistant. So you're not talking to me, you're talking to one of my assistants. So let's go into the 3 reasons why I decided to join eXp. At most brokerages, you have a cap and a cut. And in some brokerages, you don't even have a cap. If you are at a brokerage that you don't have a cap, please run in any other direction to any other brokerage, but at least go to a brokerage that will give you a cap. Because if not, it's, excuse my French, shits and giggles until you become a top producing agent. And when you become a top producing agent, that not having a cap will constantly be taking every time you close a deal, a portion of your commission. So if you are with a brokerage that doesn't even give you a cap, run and run fast. Of course, run towards me. I would love to have you. Okay, so let's go into the 3 reasons I joined eXp. #1 reason I joined eXp is the Icon program. Okay, every brokerage has a cap and a cut, most of them, right? But I didn't know at the time any brokerage that would give your cap back. You're like, what? I can earn it back? Yes, you can. So the way eXp works is that we have a 16,000 cap and an 80-20 rule. That means every agent nationwide, no matter what state you are in, you have a 16,000 cap. And you have an 80-20 rule unless, 80-20 cut, unless you're a brand new agent. Later in the video, I'm going to explain the mentorship program. So now that you know that you have a 16,000 cap, it takes about $2.7 million in volume in production to cap at eXp. So let's say you do $1 million a month. That means in 3 months, you're capped. You're at 100%. While you are at 100%, we are no longer paying that 20% to the company, right? But then we have a $250 transaction fee 20 times over. So after capping, so let's say it takes you 3 months to cap, that means you have 9 months to be at 100%. So in these 9 months, if you can do 20 more transactions, each time you're going to pay the $250. If you can do 20 more transactions, that makes you an icon agent. And when you're an icon agent, that's $16,000 we pay into the company. We are earn it back in company stocks. Now you're like, what do you mean company stocks? Let me tell you that. eXp is publicly traded. Our stock ticker is called EXPI, which means anybody can invest into EXPI. We are publicly traded. You can go right now and buy EXPI stocks. But us as eXp agents, we earn them in multiple different ways. One of them is the icon program. Okay, so 20 transactions after capping, and you're an icon agent, and that $16,000 that you paid into company stocks, or you paid into company dollar, you're going to get it back in company stocks, and it's going to sit in your retirement account. Yes, I said retirement, which takes me to the next second reason why I switched to eXp. Is the stocks, the EXPI stocks. We earn them in 5 different ways. One way we pay for it, 4 ways are free. So I'm going to start with the one how we pay for it. The only way we pay for EXPI stocks is on your application. They're going to ask you if you would like to opt into the stock option program. It is your choice if you say yes or if you say no. If you want my 2 cents, say yes. I said yes on day 1 and I have never opted out and I have never sold a single stock. And today I have over 6 digits just in EXPI stocks with the company. You know how much I had with Real Estate One or with Keller Williams when I left? My pending deals, and that was it. Here you can actually build a retirement plan. So number 1, on your application, they are going to ask you if you want to opt in. If you say yes, they're going to take 5% out of every commission, and they're going to buy you EXPI stocks at a 5% discount. So it's like a coupon. It's like a coupon for stocks. Do you know any other coupons for stocks? If you do, please call me, right? Because I want to buy some. So we, as being eXp agents, we actually get to invest into the company with every closing at a discount. Now, these shares, since you bought these shares with your own hard-earned money, it's a part of your commission, 5% of every commission, right? You can sell these stocks at any given time. It's going to hit your account in the end of the month and it's yours. You do whatever you want with it. You can use it as down payment on your next investment property. You can keep it, and one day when your children decide to go to college, you get to use it as a college fund. It is your money. You get to do whatever you want with it. The other 4 ways how we earn shares in the company are these. Your first closing every single year, the company says, congratulations. Thank you so much for staying for another year. You get $200 worth of EXPI stocks. The agents that you bring to the company, when they join and you brought them to the company, says, hey, thank you so much for bringing Jessica to EXP. She just closed her first transaction. Here is another $400 worth of stocks. When you cap, so your own transaction, you cap right around 2.7 million, right? When you cap, the company says, hey, rockstar, congratulations, you just capped. Here's another $400 worth of stocks. And then lastly, when you icon, which is capping plus 20 transaction, you become an icon agent, and then you get all $16,000 worth of your cap back in company stocks. So let's recap. The only way we pay for it is if you opt into the stock option program. And if you do, it's right on your application. By the way, you can opt in and opt out at any time. And when you do, they're going to take 5% out of every commission and buy you stocks at a 5% discount. That's the only way we pay for it. Those shares, since you paid for them, they are yours right away in the end of the month. The four shares that we get for free, these are awards. You get them for free because you achieved something. your first closing every year, the agent you bring, their first closing, when you cap and when you icon, these are free stocks. The ones that you earn for free as an award, you have to vest them for 3 years. So what does that mean? That means, let's say you stay with the company for 10 years, and at the end of the 10 years, you're like, I'm out of here. That means all your shares up to year 7, you can take with you. All of the ones that you paid for, you can take with you. But year 8, 9, and 10, you're not going to be able to take with you because those haven't vested yet. So the free ones, the four we get for free. Your first closing, their first closing, when you cap and when you icon, these are awards. Those you have to vest for 3 years before they're truly yours. As they hit their 3rd year anniversary, the company deposits it into your account, and when it's fully deposited into your account, it is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. So you remember, my first reason was the Icon program. The second reason I joined the company was the stock awards. And the third reason, and to finally have a retirement, right? And the third reason why I joined the company is truly revenue share. The reason why for me, and by the way, revenue share, you get paid revenue share every time you bring a producing agent to the company, okay? Now, you do not have to bring anyone ever. But let me tell you what happened to me, and more than likely going to happen to you. When I joined this company, it changed my life. So I will shout it from the rooftop. I will talk to anybody that has a pulse and a real estate license, because I know I can change their lives. So if eXp changes, when you come over and you learn everything that we provide, and eXp changes your life as much as it changed mine, trust me, you're not going to be able to shut up about it. And you're going to tell everybody, your cousin and your best friend, anybody or somebody you meet on a cruise that has a real estate license, right? So what happens is when they join the company says, oh my gosh, Jessica joined the company with you. And every time they close a deal, you're going to make a small percentage of the Jessica's commission. Now, let me put it this way. When you join with me or you join with anyone, you're never going to pay anyone anything. It comes out of company dollar. So for example, my sponsor is Curtis Shewell. Do you think I've ever paid him as much as a penny? No, but I did make him millions of dollars through revenue share. So the way that works is when you join the company, you have to choose a sponsor. Everybody does. When you choose a sponsor, we get 7 generation up sponsors, and you also get to build 7 generations down. So let me tell you who's in my upline, because when you partner with me, you also get them. So when I joined the company, I was sponsored by Curtis Shewell. He is my sponsor. Curtis Shewell runs the #1 team in the state of Michigan, the Mark Z team. Mark Z sponsored him. So Mark Z is the head, the brand, the brain, the idea, the leader of the Mark Z team, right? Mark Z was sponsored by Dan Beer. Now, Dan Beer and Kyle Whistle are business partners, so we get both of them. So that is the fast forward movement. So when you join with me, you get access to the Team GoGo organization, but you also get access to the fast forward movement, okay? That's Dan Beer and Kyle Whistle. Well, Dan was sponsored by Curtis Johnson. Curtis Johnson brought his privately owned brokerage in Arizona with about 30 agents over to eXp. So if you're talking to someone who owns their privately owned brokerage and they want to come over to eXp, we have the best, most amazing business partner who is more than happy to jump on a call with them and help you answer questions, handle their objections, and when they're ready to join, they join with you. So that's Curtis Johnson. Above Curtis Johnson is Chuck and Angela Fazio. Chuck and Angela Fazio owned one of the largest single office privately owned brokerages in the nation with over 900 agents, and prior to joining eXp, they did $9 billion in sales. I don't care who you're talking to, I can tap it. I can bring them to the table at any time, and you can pick someone's brain who ran and owned one of the largest, most productive privately owned brokerages in the nation. They are my business partners, and when you partner with me, they are going to be yours too. But hold on, I have even better. Here we go. The next one, they are sponsored by Jay Kinder, Albie Stasek, and Michael Reese. The 3 of them started the Honey Badger group here at eXp, but they also started NAEA. NAEA is the National Association of Expert Advisors. It's a certification program. Anybody can go and get certified, but us in the Team GoGo organization, being a part of the Honey Badger group, we get access to that training for free. You still have to go through with it. You still have to learn and get your certification, and then you become a certified listing agent or a certified buyer's agent. With that, you actually get those cute little letters next to your name. So when you go into a listing appointment, you can go in there very confident and saying, I don't care who you're interviewing, I'm probably the only one who's a certified listing agent. All of those trainings we get for free. So here is my upline. So when you choose a sponsor at eXp, you don't only just get me, you get 7 generation up. So I like to joke and say you buy one, get 6 free. We're always running a special. Now, when you decide to bring agents to the company, if you decide to bring agents to the company, you can also do it 7 generations down. So what do I mean by that? Let's say your best friend Jessica is going to join with you, but Jessica has a cousin named Kevin, and Kevin's going to join with Jessica, and then Kevin has a best friend in Ontario named Otto, right? And then Otto is going to join. By the way, which reminds me, eXp is in every single state in the United States and also in 29 different countries. Recently, just yesterday, an agent joined me from Poland, and today an agent joining me from Peru. How cool is that, right? So the Team GoGo organization is nationwide. We are in almost every single state, and we are in multiple different countries. We have many agents in Canada, in Mexico, now in Poland, and now in Peru. So it's super exciting. Okay, when you decide to bring agents and they join you, right, every time they do a transaction, they're paying their 20% to the company until they cap. Out of that 20%, the company says, hey, if it wasn't for you, Jessica would have never joined. So they give you a small percentage of Jessica's total commission every time she closes a deal until Jessica caps. When she caps and she's no longer paying that 20% to the company, you're no longer getting anything until her anniversary date resets. When her anniversary date resets, you start collecting revenue share again. Everyone's anniversary date is the first of the next month when they joined. So I'm shooting this video in April of 2025. If you joined me this month, your anniversary date would be May 1st to May 1st. Does that make sense? I joined this company in October of 2018, so my anniversary date is November 1st to November 1st, okay? Revenue share gets paid out right around the 20th of every single month. If I told you that I have made close to $4 million in revenue share alone in 7 years, would you believe me? Last year alone, $980-some thousand between myself and my husband. Revenue share will change your life. Agent attraction is not easy. Just like selling is not easy. If anything was easy, everybody would be a top producer and a top agent attractor. It's going to require some mindset change. It's going to require some objection handling. It's going to require some systems and some time out of your calendar to talk to agents. But I know that between you and me and our upline, we can turn any agent into a producing agent. We can have the most amazing community and do real estate together as a community, and we can have fun while we are doing it. So if you decide to do agent attraction, I am here to help you. And also, when you become a part of the Team GoGo organization, you see these things behind me? These are called a ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club Awards. I have 3 of them. One of them I received for my agent attraction bootcamp. You as a Team GoGo member, you get full access to my agent attraction bootcamp. And so does everybody else in my downline. So if you bring Jessica, if you bring Kevin, if you bring Otto and your cousin and your best friend, anybody that you bring to the Team GoGo organization into your downline, it's also a part of mine. Because remember, we go 7 up and we go 7 down. Everybody who's a part of the Team GoGo organization gets full access to all of our benefits, including my agent attraction bootcamp. So if you or your agents decide that you want to do agent attraction and collect revenue share every single month, you have full access to my training, you watch all the videos, you implement what you learn, and you put in the work, and you start collecting revenue share, and you will build your own organization. Again, we are in every single state. Our cap is $16,000, and the cut is 80-20 in every single US state, unless you're a brand new agent. Let me explain you the mentorship program. If and when you're applying, on your application, they're going to ask you, hey, have you had at least 3 transactions prior to joining? If you say no, they're automatically going to assign you a mentor. Why? Because we don't want you to try to figure out this real estate thing by yourself. It's way too hard. You're going to give up. So we automatically assign you a mentor who's in your state and ideally driving distance from the location that you cover. Okay? That mentor is certified by eXp. I'm actually a state certified mentor in the state of Michigan. Okay, so you are going to get a mentor assigned. If you're in California, you get a California mentor. If you're in Alabama, you get an Alabama mentor. Okay, only if you have not had 3 transactions prior to joining. So if you say, no, I have not had 3 transactions prior to joining, they automatically enroll you into the mentorship program. When they enroll you into the mentorship program, your cap, the 16,000, stays the same, but the cut changes from 80-20 to 60-40. Which means every transaction, your first 3 transactions, you're going to keep 60% of your money, and 40% of your money is going to go to the company. From that 40%, the mentor gets paid, the company gets paid, and eXp University gets paid. That's where we hold knowledge. When you close your third transaction, you so said graduated, you're ready to be on your own. Now, of course, you're never going to be on your own. You will still have your mentor as a best friend because you're going to form a relationship with them. You still have me as your sponsor. You still have our whole upline and the whole Team GoGo family. You're never going to be alone. But as of company thing, you no longer have to pay a 40% cap or cut because you so said graduated out of the mentorship program. You're a rockstar solo agent and you go back on the 80-20 split like the rest of us. So this is the mentorship program. So let's talk about what you get when you join the Team GoGo organization. Let me tell you a little bit about it because you are now joining in 7 years in. Team GoGo is standing about 1,400 agents strong. We are in almost every state and we are in multiple different countries. We call ourselves the Team GoGo International Family of Agents. We have done $3.4 billion in sales in the past 12 months. We are a very, very high producing team or downline and organization here at eXp. We are actually make 1.5% of the total agents here in the company. I'm very proud to say that, and I'm very excited that you're looking to join us. We do a lot of training. The reason to our production, I would say, because I believe knowledge is power. The smarter we get, the more money we make. And implementing that knowledge really is going to change your business. So every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we do a Team GoGo training that is a production/mindset type of training, right? Anything that you need to know about this industry, we train on it. Now, there are certain things that I don't know anything about, like cold callings or scripts and role play, because I've never done that, which means I invite the best in the industry to train us on that. Now, if you're just coming into our organization, we have done a Wednesday 1 o'clock production training since 2018 November, which means every single week for 7.5 years. So there's, if not, I mean, thousands, if not like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of training. We have our own private YouTube channel. We also have our own website. When you join us, you are going to get access to teamgogo.team. We host everything in there. It's a login-based website, so the public does not have access to that, but our partners do. So our trainings are every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. If you miss the live training, it's okay. You're out there hustling, I understand. You can always come back to our private YouTube channel and watch the recording. Again, everything that you need is going to be on teamgogo.team. So the link to the private YouTube channel, that is the only place you're going to find access to our trainings. Also, because we fall into the Honey Badger group and the Fast Forward Movement group, and you partner with me, you get access to Team GoGo training, you get access to Honey Badger training, and you get access to Fast Forward Movement training. We built a hub, teamgogo.team. As soon as you join us, you will have access to that. The calendar, all you do is hit the plus button. They're going to, by team, we're going to onboard you. They're going to add the calendar to your calendar. So all you need to do is to go to your calendar and be like, I have a training on Monday, I have a training on Wednesday, I have a training on Friday, right? Everything is going to be right in your calendar. The link is going to be there. The passwords are going to be there. Whatever you could possibly need, we make it as easy for you to find as possible. We also have a Facebook group. So in the Facebook group, we will remind you, trust me, you can't miss a training. We will remind you 3 days before, 2 days before, the day of, and an hour before. So there's no reasons why. It's going to already be added to your calendar. You already have access to the website. You're going to have access to the Facebook group, and we're going to remind you. So you can't miss the trainings. You're also going to get access to my bootcamp. GoGo's Bootcamp Agent Attraction is, I don't even know how many videos are in there, guys, but one of these things behind me right here is a 2 Comma Club award that I got for GoGo's Bootcamp Agent Attraction, which means that we have sold over 7 digits. Now, you being in my downline and organization, in the Team GoGo family of agents, you actually get free access to that. When you join us, you're just gonna log into teamgogo.team. There's going to be a button, request access to the bootcamp. You follow the steps and you will get full access to the bootcamp. Watch it on your own time, set up your systems, or ask my team for help. We're here to help you, and that's it. You're ready to agent attract if that's what you want to do. We do a lot of events. I believe that everything that we do is kind of in cyberspace, and you work out of your own home or you work on your cell phone, right? But I love getting together. I'm very much of a people person. That's why I love building communities, right? So we do events and we do masterminds. Periodically, I might have a mastermind at my house and I'll post super quick and I'm like, the first end to answer gets to come. Of course, I can't have all 1,400 of you in my house at the same time, right? So we are huge in masterminds. We are huge in events. eXp does one big event every single year. It's called eXp Con. It's usually towards the end of the year or the end of October or first week of November, and it's going to be in Miami. I would love for you to come come to every single event. Now, here's the thing. I have never not went to an eXp since the day I joined. Or let me put it this way. I have went to every single eXp since the day I joined this company. That is the place when you get to hug your people. That is the place where you get to know people. That is the way where you make new friends and new referral partners. That is the way where you're going to learn the most. Why? Because when you're in your grind every single day, right? You're not like you're head down just trying to close the next deal and trying to build your trackers and your net sheets or whatever. When you're at an event, all that kind of gets just paused for a minute and you're actually there to form relationships and learn something new. This company is so robust and there's so many new things that they come out with every single day, like the luxury department, which by the way we have, a commercial site to eXp, which by the way we have. You can do commercial, you can do luxury, you can do whatever you can think of, but all of these things will have an amazing training right there at eXpCon, so I strongly recommend for you to attend. And that's also where you and me can have coffee and sit and have circle time and sing kumbaya, right? Like that's our time to be able to physically be at the same place at the same time. Let's talk about the Team Go map. Okay, the reason why we are so high producing is not only that we train and we create ourselves the opportunities, but also when these opportunities come to us and it's a nationwide opportunity, we refer to each other. As soon as you join us, we are going to add you to the Team Go map. On that map, you're going to be a little dot. I'm going to show you the map right here so you can see it. All these blue dots are an individual agent who are a Team Go agent. As you can see, name, email address, phone number is listed. As soon as you join us, you are going to be listed too in the area or areas that you cover. At eXp, you can have multiple state licenses, only one cap, one cut, one set of fees. So what does that mean? You can have a license in Kentucky and a license in Michigan, another one in Florida. So if you are covering multiple areas, just please let my team know when you join us and they will make sure to put you as a pin in every single state so we can help you generate leads. When we have leads that are not in our areas, referrals that we need to refer out to an agent, we always refer to each other. So right now, save the teamgogo.team/map as a bookmark right on your computer. Also save it in your notes on your phone so you always have it easily available for you to click it anytime you need to refer to another Team Go agent. Also, at eXp, you can have teams and you can have that in multiple different ways. So I'm going to explain them as easy as possible. But of course, if you have a team, let's jump on a call and we can go in detail. I would also like to involve eXp corporate if you have a team to see if we can match caps, to see what your current setup is, what would that look like here at eXp. But very quickly, I'm going to explain a few steps to the process and the different type of teams that you can have here at eXp. Number one, I would say, is the husband and wife team or domestic partnership. Okay, so if you and your husband or you and your wife are both licensed real estate agents, here's a catch. And one of you decide to come over, you both have to come over, okay? That's number one catch. But when you do come over, you have the option to blend yourself into a husband and wife team. So you both have individual licenses, but you come over to eXp and you can be blended into what we call a husband and wife team or domestic partnership. When you do that, what happens is they look at you as one. So you're going to run all of the transactions under one of the brands and one of the agent IDs. And then you have one cap, one cut, one set of fees. So you literally become like one agent. So your husband can do 20 transactions, you can do 8 or vice versa. It goes towards that one icon. So you can reach your goals and pay less in fees by putting both of you guys together. So that's number one. The number two type of team is what I would call a self-organized team. It's in the name. Self-organized. You can do whatever you want. You and your best friend can start Team Awesome. Both of you on the team are full cappers, so $16,000. Both of you have the ability to icon, and you can take a cut or not take a cut from each other. Like maybe you say, hey, this is your mom's condo, I'm not going to take a split, but hey, we got this buyer at the open house, let's split it 50-50, right? Self-organized. You can do whatever you want, okay? The next team, the number three type of team, is what we call a standard team. On a standard team, you actually have qualification. You as a leader have to qualify with at least $6 million in production in the previous 12 months. If you do that, then you as the team leader, you are at a 16,000 cap, but your agents are at an 8,000 cap or half cap. Okay? When they're on half cap, they cannot icon. In order for somebody to icon, they have to be paying $16,000 to get $16,000 back. So if they're at half cap, it's great because they're only paying $8,000 to the company. But if one of your hal caps, let's say, is a highly producing agent and OMG, they're pulling numbers like crazy, they can always go on a 16,000 cap and icon and stay on your team. You do have to take an average of 25% on every single deal. So what do I mean by that? For example, when I had my team, I did a 50-50 split on the buy side and a 60-40 split on the listing side. So you can take a 50-50, which will meet your 25%, right? But maybe on this transaction, you're like, oh, it's your mom condo, or it's your own house, I'm not going to take anything from you. You can do that as long as in the end of the year, the minimum that you have taken across all of your transaction meets the 25% requirement. Okay, so look at it this way, equal it out to make sure that you're taking at least 25% from all of your half capping agents, and then you meet the company requirement to have a standard team. The last one is the biggest one, which is a mega icon team. For the mega icon team, you as the team lead, you're a 16,000 capper, but all of your agents or 4,000 cappers, or what we call quarter cappers. If they are a quarter capper, they cannot icon. Again, if you pay in 4,000, you cannot get back 16. But if one of your, let's say, quarter cappers over here is an amazing top producing and is like pulling numbers like crazy, put them on a 16,000 cap so they can icon. Okay, there are qualifications for the mega icon team. You have to guarantee that at least 10 of your agents would cap every single year. So at $4,000, 10 of them capping, that would be 40 grand plus your 16,000, right? So you have to guarantee that. So make sure, first of all, make sure you qualify. And then secondly, make sure that your agents are good, highly producing agents before you request to be granted a mega icon team. There's also production requirements for the mega icon team. If I remember correctly, and don't quote me on this one, I think it's 175 transactions minimum a year, or $45 million minimum, I think. If your current team meets those requirements or higher, let's get corporate involved in the decision making. They can run your numbers, run your net shades, look at your structures and all that, and make sure the math is mathing over here at eXp. So number one, jump into my calendar, let's have a good old conversation. And if mega icon team is the way you want to go, I will involve corporate and we go from there. If you made it this far, congratulations. I think you're really serious about changing your real estate career. And I'm very honored that you spent this time with me and you're considering having me as your sponsor. It would be my absolute honor. Your next step is, you see this right here? Jump into my calendar. Again, if my calendar is full and you're ready to make the decision, just reach out to me on Instagram under Gogo's Real Estate, and we will figure out a time how I can clear something off my calendar and plug you in there. Other than that, if you're ready and you're like, listen, you answered all of my questions and I can't wait to push the button, then all you need to do is go right underneath. You see where it says step 1 and step 2? Okay, step 1 is your Team Gogo application. As soon as you fill that out, my right hand, Christy, or the Team Gogo mama, is going to get notified and she's going to start a chain text with you. She's going to hold your hand through the whole onboarding process. So you're not going to be alone. She's actually going to copy me on there as well. So all three of us are on the chain and we'll hold your hand on the whole onboarding process. Step 2 is your actual application with eXp. So that is your what we call ICA, Independent Contractor Agreement. When you sign that application, you tell eXp, hey, I want to join. From that process, it's about 7 to 8 steps to have your license transferred. Christy will hold your hand through the whole process. You don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to even figure out, she's gonna be like, okay, push this, push that, push this. When you are active, welcome to Team Gogo. That would be the first message you get from me. But right after that, we'll do an onboarding call and we'll give you access to everything that the company has to offer, give you access to everything that the Team Gogo organization has to offer. And I'm super excited that you joined us. Talk to you soon. Can't wait to see you in my calendar. Get into my calendar by clicking the Let's Talk eXp button below. Or if you're ready, just join us.